What is up, everybody? It is Codebreaker146 here, an extended version of my intro to start off 2015, my first prediction video, the first pay-per-view, and the first live event special on the WWE Network, which is the Royal Rumble. This will be taking place in Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love, in which my brothers from NEPA, John and Nick, are heading up to Wells Fargo Arena, and they're going to watch the Royal Rumble. So shout out to them. Shout out to my boys from NEPA. But anyway, by the way, that rhymed. Okay, so anyway, we got a lot of stuff to cover in the Royal Rumble. A lot of unpredictable things that could happen. That could go down in the Rumble match, and the Triple Threat match, and just on the show in general. I'm going to throw out some wacky ideas, possibly. I'm going to give you some analysis on who will win, who won't win, what's going to be going on in the future, why it's going to happen, why it might not happen, and stuff like that. And the interesting thing about this show, not only is it going to be unpredictable, not only do we not really know who's going to win a certain match or so, which has been different from the past years. You know, like last year was just Batista, obviously, and, you know, we had a guess going in that Cena wasn't going to win because, you know, they wouldn't do Cena versus Batista because at that time it was supposed to be Batista being babyface, but that did not work out whatsoever. But the interesting thing, without that, you know, being unpredictable and stuff like that, unlike other years, that every match on the undercard is a tag team match. Let's go ahead and get started with the pre-show match. We got a six-man tag team match, a six-man tag team elimination match between Kid Cesaro and Rose, Adam Rose, Cesaro, and Tyson Kidd versus the New Day, Kofi Kingston, Big E, and Xavier Woods, or Dr. X. I mean, there's a lot of pros and cons when it comes to this. The cool thing is it's going to be a six-man elimination tag. I guess you could say Adam Rose is hitmen, Cesaro and Tyson Kidd. They're gonna do really well in this match because they're both great workers, just like Kofi, and you know, Adam Rose is okay too. Big E's solid in the ring, and then, you know, Xavier Woods is pretty good as well. They're gonna have a lot of time to, you know, really get a good match going, get the crowd pumping for the pre-show and stuff like that. It's gonna be really fun to watch. I think the New Day is gonna go over here. The cons of this is the fact that you know, the New Day is going to win. Cesaro's not in the Royal Rumble. I thought it would have been better to have Cesaro do a couple spots, maybe do some awesome, you know, uppercuts here and there, or maybe some feats of strength, possibly. You know, Kofi Kingston's not going to be in the Rumble if they're going to do this route, because they've said that, you know, Kofi's not in the Rumble. He hasn't been announced for it yet. Maybe he might pop in, because normally Kofi Kingston does a lot of cool creative stuff in the Rumble, and ways to get back in the ring and stay, you know, in the match, not be eliminated. Well, he's always eliminated because he's never won a Royal Rumble, but for a while he'll hang in there, and then he'll somehow get his way and Kofi his way back in the Royal Rumble match. So if he's not in there, that's going to be a little bit disappointing, because Kofi Kingston really adds a few good spots in there. It's really awesome, but, you know, so that's kind of disappointing how Cesaro, Kidd, and Kofi's not in the match. I mean, maybe there might be. Also, Xavier Woods is like got a messed up ankle or something. So that's interesting how they're gonna have him featured in the match. I know it's a six-man elimination tag. Is Xavier Woods clear to compete? Not really sure. We'll find out on Sunday. Yeah, New Day goes over because WWE does not care one bit about Cesaro and Tyson Kidd, and they certainly don't care about Adam Rose, and I don't care, frankly, about Adam Rose either. Anyway, probably what's going to open the show, I wouldn't be surprised if Mizdow and Miz versus the Usos for the Tag Team Championships would open the show, because, you know, Mizdow was great comedic character, and you know, the Usos get the crowd involved. However, the Usos are just been, you know, flatlining when it comes to, you know, getting me excited about their matches, though, because, you know, everybody knows they're going to beat Miz and Mizdow. Eventually, Miz and Mizdow are going to split up because they're really teasing it I think it's going to be a WrestleMania match. It would be really, really stupid if they rushed it to Fastlane. That would be just the dumbest thing ever if they rushed it to Fastlane. That needs to be a WrestleMania match because that would be a really good story. You know, because this has been building up ever since, like, I believe, August or September. So, you know, it's been a feat of accomplishment for WWE to keep a storyline going this long, you know, and not rushing it, and, you know, unless they actually do and jump the gun to February at Fastlane. We're on the fast lane on the road of WrestleMania. Oh, man, I can't wait to hear that Michael Cole line. But yeah, Uso's going to win. I'm not really excited for this match because we've seen it dozens of times on Raw and at TLCS. So, yeah. Or as Michael Cole says, tables, ladders, TLC, and chairs. TLC and chairs. He forgot the stairs part. Then we get the Ascension versus the New Age Outlaws. The Ascension have really been, like the Usos, have been flatlining when it comes to, you know, getting the audience response because, you know, number one, a lot of the people don't know exactly who the Ascension are, why they are here. They're here to shred the competition, as Connor says. You know, they were cool on NXT. They were cool. They said some things here and there, but they didn't say a lot when the point they were painted up with the face paint and, you know, they had the demolition esque, you know, attires and stuff like that. I just think it's overdone when it comes to that, you know. You know, they were just simple in NXT. They beat up local wrestlers just like they're doing exactly now, or indie trash, as my friend John says again. Another shout-out. That's 2 today. That is 2 shout-outs to Anything Goes show. Wow. Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, the Ascension have been really doing the same thing ever since, you know, NXT. They face, you know, Finn Balor, whatever his name. How do you pronounce it? It really does not matter. That's the bad thing about NXT one time, because you can't pronounce the guy's name. Just put a Y in there and make it Finn Balor, okay? Whatever. I'm sure I'm going to get some NXT marks and say it's Finn Balor. They'll put a, you know, abbreviation stand, and then Hideo Itami or Kenta, whatever. It's just, then they left, and then they're coming over here, and then they beat Miz, and Mizdow came off, you know, bad. Then they had an awesome Legend segment. The only thing the Ascension's done well ever since they've got on the main roster, you know, they interrupted the NWO minus Hulk Hogan, minus 20 other, you know, members they had in WCW, but the original NWO, like the original 6 or something like that, you know, when they had Ted DiBiase, Virgil. But we're getting sidetracked. Man, we just get sidetracked. I'm sorry. I get sidetracked from time to time. You know, they interrupted them. Then the Outlaws came down there, and that's how the story came about. This should be a good little showcase for the Ascension to get them a big win over a great legendary tag team. Get them to talk about something. Eventually, it'll lead up to the Ascension versus the Usos, and they will probably face each other at WrestleMania, and we'll see how that goes from there. But yeah, Ascension's going to win this match easily. Then we get to another tag team match, Brie Bella and Nikki Bella. The Bella Twins, versus Natalya and Paige. Whatever. Paige and Natalya pick up the W here. I see Fastlane it being Paige and Natalya versus Nikki Bella in a triple threat match for the Divas title. Nikki Bella retains. Then I bet we'll get a triple or lumberjill match with Nikki Bella versus Brie Bella for the Divas title. Whatever, you know, who cares? To really be honest with you, you know. Triple threat match. Finally a breath of fresh air from tag team action. You know, we get Brock Lesnar, Seth Rollins, and John freaking Cena. I'm going to forewarn you people, John Cena is going to become a 16-time world champion at the Royal Rumble. Get ready, Philadelphia. I mean, WWE has got to construct this pay-per-view exactly right to make everything work and make everything, you know, come off in a good manner, you know. Because it's all going to get really screwed up if they do like one little thing wrong. You know, they have so many things that are just offsetting with, you know, WrestleMania, especially with the streak ending, you know, Brock Lesnar being the big monster heel, and how are we going to have Brock lose the strap, and everybody's saying Rollins is going to lay down, and he's going to pretty much be, you know, the guy that's eating the pinfall here and not doing the job, and he's going to be doing the job unlike Cena and Lesnar because they're going to prolong this feud of Fastlane or something, and everybody was thinking that. But now Rollins has Mr. Money in the Bank, which gives him 2 opportunities. He can either cash in after the match or, he's got the triple threat match. If he loses, he's got the briefcase as plan B. They could have Rollins win the belt, still carry along the briefcase, lose it at Fastlane to John Cena, or like have him cash in right after that or something, or have him carry the belts until Mania with the briefcase, gives the briefcase back to the Authority, and the Authority say, look, just because we're fair, being those, sarcastic heels saying that they're fair, we're going to put the briefcase on the line, Seth Rollins' briefcase on the line at WrestleMania. They could do that crap, if that makes any sense whatsoever. But I think Rollins is going to lose that match, and then he's going to cash on Cena right afterwards. And after Brock Lesnar is enraged with John Cena winning the belt, and then Lesnar F5s. And where does that leave Lesnar? I have absolutely no clue. So yeah, what a little triple threat thing. But it's going to be a good match. It's going to be a really fun match. You can do a lot of cool things. Lesnar and Cena will be, highly, I guess you can say, showcased and highlighted. Their little final chapter feud or whatever. Rollins and his aerial moves and, all these dynamics and blends of brawling and his strong styles of Lesnar and Cena, they're all going to kind of mesh well together, and I think it's going to be a fun match. I don't know who's going to win, but my prediction is Seth Rollins is walking out with a title one way or another. Then we get to the 30-man Royal Rumble match. Was going to be 40, but then they changed their minds. Okay, great. So I'm going to give you a couple of people that's going to be possibly the final 7, final 8, maybe final 10, in the Royal Rumble match. I'm going to give you probably a couple other things going in there. Who's the 3 candidates that's going to win? Who is going to have a good showing in the Royal Rumble? And who's going to be some surprise entrants we may see? I think Bray Wyatt's got to start off number 1 and number 2. Because of his long entrance. Maybe number 30, but I see number 1 and number 2, him starting off. Possibly have him start off with Dean Ambrose, maybe, to get the crowd going crazy with them brawling. I know it was kind of an underwhelming, average feud, but, I think it'd be okay to have him start off the match. Maybe Bray versus, a guy that's kind of like a high flyer, a guy that can work fast and has, a fast-paced offense or something like that. But yeah, I think it should be a pretty cool little how they start off the match. I think it'll be very interesting. And then they'll go on. They'll have little spots maybe where a surprise entrance comes in, and then they'll have them interact with one person, and that'll continue on to the Rumble, and then you'll have this set up that and that and that and double teams and stuff like that. So I think the people that will have good showings is number 1 going to be Bray Wyatt. I think he's going to have a good showing. But let's go ahead and get on to the surprise entrances so we can talk about them first, and then we'll get into the Royal Rumble match, the body of the match itself. I think surprise entrances you can see or you can expect is Randy Orton coming back, being after getting kicked out of the Authority and cursed up on the steel steps. Bo Dallas is coming back after he's coming back from his injury, so I see Bo Dallas making an appearance and dropping in there. There's rumored to be Diamond Dallas Page DDP. I don't necessarily think it's going to happen. I think they're going to do a couple ECW originals due to the fact they're in Philadelphia. The Dudley Boys has been rumored. If they were ever going to make an appearance, I'd do it when the Ascension was beating down the New Age Outlaws after they won, possibly. And have them set up a table and put the Ascension down, maybe. Because, these Team 3D or the Dudley Boys are not under contract at TNA no more. So, that remains to be seen. I think Rob Van Dam might pop in and do an appearance. I know Chris Jericho is doing a live event only, so don't expect Chris Jericho to come in the Royal Rumble. I think he's just doing, live event stuff. Some people have said Sting's going to pop in. I really don't think Sting is going to do anything in the Royal Rumble. I just don't see Sting, getting in the Royal Rumble match. I think Chris Benoit's Ghost might, get in there. I don't know. Let me stop. Wow, what an entrance that would be. Okay, it'd just be nobody walking out. I don't know. But yeah, so let's just go ahead and get on to the final 10, or I guess you could say the guys that's going to be kind of in their last. You know, Roman Reigns is going to be in there, highly showcased. Going to probably toss at least 5 or 6 people. So Roman Reigns, Randall, Keith Orton, you know, Dean Ambrose, Rusev, Ryback, Big Show, Daniel Bryan, maybe Kane possibly. You might see Mizdow in there. I know Sheamus will probably pop in there possibly. We'll see. I'm probably forgetting somebody that was a big deal. Ziggler, you know, Ziggler. So there's a lot of different guys that are gonna have a good performance. I know a couple NXT guys rumored. I would think it'd be awesome to put the NXT champion in there, Sami Zayn. Maybe put like an Adrian Neville in there, possibly. I know that, you know, recently they've had Bo Dallas in there. They've had Rusev. You know, so it's gonna be interesting who they put in there for the NXT spot. I know they've been saying 1 or 2. I see also some cool spots in there. I see Miz possibly getting tossed out if they don't do the breakup or split any or you know, I guess you could say show any tension. I guess I'm trying to get the right word out though. Show any tension between Mizdow and Miz. I think that Mizdow will eliminate himself when Miz is eliminated. I see Goldust and Stardust in the match. I see Stardust getting eliminated very quickly, and then Cody Rhodes possibly coming out. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there in the brother versus brother storyline. All in all, it's either going to be Roman Reigns, Randy Orton, or Daniel Bryan. I predict Daniel Bryan to win the match, but I still have a really gut feeling that Roman Reigns is going to win the match. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching this video. And that's my Royal Rumble 2015 predictions. You have fun watching it. I know I will. And deuces.